Hey, so I want to show you guys how we set everything up here at Fusion Church. I would love for you to see how easy it could be for any church, no matter the size, to have good tech. So the speakers we're using here are from Turbo Sound. They are IQ12. We are using four of them. We are also using Ultranet with them, so they're all looped together. It starts from that one. That is our speaker one, speaker two, and then from here it jumps over to speaker three, and then that last one over here is speaker four. And we chose these because of the price range. You could hang them. We also have this cool adjustable eyebolt here for us to change our angles. And we got our angles from, we use the Meyer Sound, I forgot what it's called right now, but I will put a description of the name of it, but it's a system integrator from Meyer, and you can add like CAD files into it. And so we added these CAD files, these speakers into the CAD file, and they sound amazing in the position that they're in. There's a delay system here simply because of how long it is. It doesn't look so long here, but we also didn't want to blow people out of the water who sit in the front, so we decided to go with a delay. So if we would have just had two speakers, it would have been very loud for the people in the front and okay for the people in the back. So we decided to go with four speakers so that we can have them even sound in the room. We have QSC subwoofers, and I love the way that this Ultranet works with the Behringer systems. It's just so convenient. We are using an M32 console, and the way that those speakers are connected, because they're Ultranet, they're going from the speaker and they're connected into the Ultranet port, which I cannot see right now. They're connected into the Ultranet port, and I'll show you what the routing looks like. So the routing is 1, 2, 3, and 4 from channel P16s, because this church does not currently have any P16s on stage. They're using the P1 monitors by Behringer, and I'll show you that too. And so what you could do is you could add the type of speaker you have specifically. So I'm just gonna add a new one for fun. You can go there, you can tell it what channel it's coming from, all that good stuff. Where you want it to go, I'm sorry. What channels you want it to go to. And then you can add the speaker that you have. So that's what we did in this situation. We added the exact speaker. So you can go to this little setup here where it says IQ setup. And then here you can choose the speakers that you have. That's another great thing about those turbo sounds, that you can, it's integrated with these M32 mixer, also the Behringer line, and you can click the speaker that you have. You can check the EQ mode. We have it on none, and then you can change the type of speaker. Apparently it can emulate a different sounding speaker, which is pretty cool. We didn't touch that. We just left it on the IQ 12, but it'd be cool to see what it sounds like. Honestly, I might play around with that. So that is how our speakers are connected with Ultranet. Like I said, they're looping from each speaker with a Cat6 cable. Then there's one Cat6 cable that comes from this last speaker here, and that goes into the board to the Ultranet connection. For our lighting, we're using LightKey, and we have it set up where our main cues are in this square. So these are our main cues: entry, countdown, song 1, song 2, and song 3, generosity, message, and then back to worship. And then here you can change the colors of each. So these are overriding. They have a higher priority than the ones inside of the square. So what happens is once I change the color, if I click it, you'll see that it'll change color. Sorry for all the haze in here. I was playing around with the hazer because the haze machine was broken. And so you can just click through the different colors and it's great. Likey is one of my favorite for lighting, especially for churches, because it's just easier for volunteers. I've been to churches that had like Onyx systems and all this other stuff and Grand MA, but then when that person who wanted to buy the Grand MA leaves, or the Onyx leaves, the Onyx expert leaves, who knows how to use that stuff? And that's a problem. That's why I recommend churches buy Likey, just because if someone leaves, you're not relying on that person to use your lighting. That's always a terrible experience. I've been through that at a church where I started working there as a sound guy, but they did not know how to use the lights. I was able to help them out, fortunately, but I pray that you're never in that same situation. So I want to show you the lights that we have on stage. So our key lights, they're not ideal because of the position that they're in. You're supposed to have your lights at a 45-degree angle, but that's what we could do here. Maybe in the future here we can fix them up, but these are Pro Church lighting. I believe one of them are from Ovation. They're Chauvet Ovation, but the rest of them are from Pro Church lighting. They're good lights. You can get them in 3K or even 4K. And then these lights here, one of them is a Maverick, super expensive light. It's pretty old, MK2. So we've had this for a while. That's why the other LED bulbs are out. And I tried to fix them, but it was so complicated. I even brought in a professional and he was like, yeah, those things are done. So we kind of just gave up on them. And sadly, they ended up in the other location, which they weren't too happy about. And these guys here are Boulder. They're RGB. They're pretty cool. They move. They're like $300. You can't go wrong with a $300 light. Some people are like, oh, they're Chinese, blah, blah, blah. To be honest, most churches can't afford a $2,000 light that's going to break anyway. Versus you can buy a $300 light that might be a little hard for you to buy, but you really do get your money's worth. These things, we have these for 5 years now and they're still running. They're actually running better than the professional brand lights. So I mean, there are some differences. Like you can do a lot with this. You can control each individual LED, make shapes and things like that. Can't necessarily do this with this, but it's a very cool wash light and it's very versatile. This is Boulder RGB. You can buy it on Amazon. I can send the link. These guys right here are from Pro Church Lighting as well. We bought them like 3 years ago. They were very, very good. We had one burnout on us, but after that, I never really had a problem. I don't know the exact name of those. These here are bar. These here are bar lights. They're from Amazon, I believe. I'm not even sure. I think they might be Rockville or something. Somebody bought them before my time, and so what we did was we have this LED screen because this is a satellite location. So this LED screen has pipes for us. It's ground stacked and it has pipes. I'll show you what that looks like. It has pipes for us to be able to clamp our lights to, and so that's what we did here. Let me turn my flash on. Up top here, this is also another Amazon light. Listen, you gotta do what you gotta do to to move the kingdom forward. These are just regular PARs. They're from Amazon as well, and they've been great. So, like I said, this location has a LED screen. It's about how tall is it again? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 feet long by 9 feet tall, and it's great for this room. The only downside is it does take like 4 feet of space on stage. That kind of sucks because the stage is not that big, but it's okay. And then for our audio, I can't really get back here, but we have a rack. So this church, before we had a main location, it used to be a mobile location. And so they had these racks here where it's just a DL. Here we have our in-ears, in-ear monitor, wireless in-ears. And then our Euphoria from Behringer. This stuff is great. This was used for tracks. But like I said, this used to be a mobile church, and so this whole LED screen used to go back into a box. We had the road cases, and this was in a road case already, so all we did was put the snakes in there. We didn't even unplug any cables. We just put the snakes inside the box, and we were able to take that out. If you're doing a mobile location, please let me know, and I can help you out big time. And I'm going to show you some of the instruments. Right now, it's only a drum set. This is a Gretsch drum set. That's it for lighting. This is a Gretsch drum set. I think it sounds amazing. The snare is actually an old Black Beauty. Look at this thing. This is beautiful. It is a Ludwig, and it's special. Let me tell you, this thing sounds great. You might not even find this thing. I believe it might be like $1,000 if you try to find it on the internet. But the drummer that goes here, he said that someone gave it to him. Lucky man, lucky man. Look at that. Look at that beautiful hardware. Jeez. That's just beautiful. Black Beauty. Up somewhere in the farmlands of Newfield, New Jersey. Look at that. Bliss cymbals. These sound amazing. This kick is my favorite. This is a 24-inch kick, and it's about 16 deep. Man, whew, that thing sounds amazing. We also have an Optogate in here. This is great for the drummer's talkback. It's been a problem before when we tried to have the drummer with a talkback. So you can change the distance here, but then it also only works when you put your face in front of it. You see how the light turned on when I got in front of it? If you're next to it, the light goes away, and then when you go back, the light turns back on. It does not work by just your breath. Somebody told me it worked by your breath, and I was like, bro, that's amazing. And then I bought it, and I was like, bro, you lied to me. It's actually just by you getting in front of it, it censors you and it turns on, and that's so cool. And so our keyboard is a Nord Stage something, Nord Stage 3. You know, I was a Yamaha guy, but Nord has been growing on me. I used to use Mainstage and Yamaha, the Motif. My Motif people, where y'all at? Leave a comment. But right now, we use the Stage, and it sounds great. And I think what's cool about it is that we can also like update stuff. We can put new keyboard sounds in there, and that's cool. That's cool. That's cool, I guess. So, yep, Nord Stage 3. And I believe somebody gave us that, so that's a blessing. So before we move on to video, this is our rack. We found this rack on Facebook. Can you believe this? For $40. Look, $40 rack on Facebook. Come on, you can't. I think it was $20. But this is our switching network switcher. We have two of them because we just needed to get to different places, and I believe one is better than the other. Don't hold me to it. I am not a network guy. I know how to splice Cat6 cables and make all that good stuff, but I have no idea about networking, just the very basic, so I'm not going to talk much about that. This is our Novastar for our LED screen. The way we did it was we ran Cat6 cables to this. At our old location, when we were mobile, we ran SDIs, and we were like, hey, this is kind of dumb because SDIs are a lot more expensive than Cat6 cables, so we moved over. Then here we have our this DMX distribution, because once you have more than 15 lights, it's great to have a distribution. And we just split it up evenly just because it was easier. So we ran some cables back this way. Then we have our Resi decoder. This is because it's the location. So this has like audio embedders so that we can get individual channels. Sorry, everything's dusty. We can get individual channels from our main location into this location, up to 16, I believe. And so this is a blessing. And for our video, this might look a little weird, but we have two ATEM Mini Pros, not because we thought we needed both. We have two ATEM Mini Pros because we didn't want to buy anything new. The only thing new we bought was like that rack that cost us like $40, and then the speakers. But everything else, the computers, everything was reused from our mobile location, and so we needed a way for us to control the TV lobby. The lobby TV and the screen here at the main worship center. Reason being is that the screen here at the worship center does not need our video feed of worship, because during worship the screen has lyrics up, and so we don't need our camera showing on the screen. And so in the lobby we have our camera showing in the screen. And like I said, the reason why we did it this way is because we already had both of the ATEM Minis. We had one in our main location that we weren't using and one here. So this was the easiest solution for us to be able to split channels without having a deck link and 20 by 20s or 40 by 40s or a Constellation or an ME2. So this was the very easiest thing we could do with what we had. It's always great to use the resources that you have so that you don't have a warehouse full of stuff, which I heard some churches have crazy stuff just sitting around. So one is to control our lobby TV, which is just the live of what's happening in here, and ProPresenter. And here we have Resi and ProPresenter. If there was a way that you think would be easier for us, comment below, and I would love to hear it without any of the other things that I just mentioned. Here we have an in-ear. We use this in-ear for a ProPresenter to know when we're going to the verse or the chorus. We also have another in-ear for, not another in-ear, sorry. We have a talkback for our Resi in this location, so that when our countdown or when the message is going lower, when the message is ending, the Resi Tech is telling us how much time is left in the message. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe and let me know if you need anything. I am more than able to help you, you and your church, and let's work together. It's going to be great.